China has come up with a new method to provoke India and the rest of the world to exert its dominance in the year 2025. So it is no more building troops across the disputed borders, but rather constructing large-scale dam right next to the disputed border with India. Just before few days, we had the special representatives meeting held between India and China, where the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and the Chinese counterpart positively reaffirmed their disengagement agreements. That is, to disengage the troops across the standoff regions so as to go back to the pre-2020 standoff positions. In the mid of these normalization talks, China provoked India, stating that it is going to build the world's largest dam at the cost of $137 billion. If built, this is going to be the world's largest dam, even bigger than the currently existing Three Gorges Dam of China, the largest infrastructure which you can see from space. But what is the reason for this? China wants to build dam in this region where the Brahmaputra river makes a U-turn to enter into the Indian territory. If built, China can be able to control the flow of the Brahmaputra river so that it can create flood and drought-like conditions in the downstream regions. This is the true agenda of the China's dam project. But what is the claim made by China? China says that it wants to generate hydroelectricity. So it wants to generate about 300 billion kilowatt hour of hydroelectricity. We all know that China is one of the world's largest contributor of greenhouse gases. In the recent COP29 meeting also, we had countries like Nigeria and Saudi Arabia claiming to remove China from the list of developing countries. China is in the list of developing countries according to COP agreement, right? So according to which China will be getting funds from developed countries to meet its climate-related fights. So developing and least developed countries are getting funds from developed countries to tackle the climate crisis. If China is in that position to get funds from developed countries where it is not having that much fund to deal with its own climate crisis, from where do China is having $137 billion, and that too to generate 300 billion kilowatt of, electricity from the hydroelectric projects? So this is not the true agenda. The true agenda is to take control of this region so as to create large-scale floods and devastations in the downstream regions of this river. China is already doing this, right? We can see these many dams already built by China in the name of hydroelectric projects. So how India is going to respond to it? So please stay with me for the next few minutes to know how India is going to respond and what are all the concerns that we have. I welcome you all to the UPSC Warriors channel by Unacademy. This is Soundarya. Moving forward from here, this is not something new to China. It has already done this in the Mekong River. It has built 11 dams. Okay, right after the construction of dam, it just blocked the water, leading to drought-like conditions in the region where this Mekong River flow. It flows through 6 countries including China, that is Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, etc. So this happened in the year 2020. Okay, China created drought-like conditions, as you can see from these articles, along the river flowing countries. And in addition, China also discharged the water without prior warning, creating flood-like conditions again in Thailand and Laos border. So this is the same threat that India is also going to have once this dam is built, right? So how India is going to tackle this? Before moving on, I have a very quick announcement to make, that now you can get 90% scholarship by taking part in Unacademy Civil Services Championship test, that too last test for the year 2024, where you will be also getting exciting rewards like smartphones. You also get laptops, etc. from the top educators. So enroll now immediately. You also have flat 55% offer on all our Unacademy plus courses currently running on the platform. You can use RIYA50 to get further discounts. We also have these optional batches currently running. In addition, we also have a free UPSC mock interview program where you will be able to get detailed feedback also from the top panel members. Now, In addition to the flood and the drought conditions that it is going to create, this is something which can also trigger earthquakes. Why? This region is lying in the seismic vulnerable zone, right? Why? It has having so many tectonic borders in this region, and if you can see the seismic map, you will find that this zone is highly prone for earthquakes. So how it is going to affect India's water resources in addition to creating floods, droughts and triggering earthquakes? It is something that is debatable. Why? Although the China is known to take control of this basin region of Brahmaputra, this region lies in the rain shadow region of the monsoon winds, where the monsoon winds have to claim the Himalayas and descend into the Tibetan region. But if you look at this region, these are the places which receive maximum amount of rainfall and known to have world's wettest places like Cherrapunji, where you will be able to find about 98 inches per year of consistent rainfall. So with this amount of rainfall, it is quite difficult for the China to create drought-like conditions by blocking the river. Okay, why? This region is not, something which is having that much amount of flow than this particular region which is having huge amount of rainfall, and that is enabling the agriculture, right? So this is something which is ruled out. It is mainly because of what? Mainly because of China's less control over the flow in the downstream regions, right? Now, how India has responded to this? India has already, made a plan to build a dam here India has already made a plan to build a dam here so as to take control of the region and overcome the adverse impact that the China is going to come up with its dam construction project, right? So here the plan is to build 10 gigawatt hydropower project on the Brahmaputra river in this location. Clear? Although China's control over the flow in the basin region is lower and the Brahmaputra river is not that capable of, alleviating the problems related to droughts, alleviating the problems related to water scarcity in the downstream regions, this project of building dam is not likely to create so much of tensions for India per se. But we also have the problems associated with climate change. Temperatures are rising, precipitation is increasing every year, and that is something which is, likely to create problems when dams of these types are built across the rivers. So what do you think is the need of the hour for a country like India as well as the other countries in the Southern Asia to tackle the growing dominance of China? Drop a message in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. This is all for today. See you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.